Good morning, everybody. Ace Daily starts now. Looks like the sun's trying to peek through, but it's not winning. So instead, we're going to get a lot of humidity. It's a Wednesday, which is a Roundup Wednesday. So got some stuff to tell you about what's coming up, but not right now. Gotta finish my walk with Lou, get back to work, and then on the way to Bucky's house, I will give you the roundup. See you guys then. Alrighty, off work, on the way to go see Bucky. We do have a little bit of a dilemma, not much, but I'll show you here. It is raining, so I'm not going to vlog on the way over to Bucky's house because I need to pay attention to the road. Okay, let's see if I can do this now. I'm gonna go to Bucky's house and then I'll be right back. And I'm gonna be gone so long, it'll seem just like this. And here I am. Wow. Now I'm on my way home. It hasn't been raining for a while, so I can give you a little bit of an update. This is the Wednesday Roundup. Just wanted to pass on some information. This weekend, we are planning on taking another little short vacation, but we're going to be up in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex on Friday and Saturday and Sunday. And I'm going to be vlogging from up there, and I will be vlogging some additional footage for additional vlogs in the future. We may not leave Austin proper or the area for a while after that, due to the fact that we need to save money up for our vacation this fall. So I'll give you more information on that in the future. Had a nice visit with Bucky. We have a new kitty cat friend that Denise found under Dory when we came out of the house. I'll put a picture of Billy right here. This is Billy, our new friend. We don't know if Billy's a boy or a girl yet, but we know Billy was hungry.
Yeah.
And Billy was a little skittish at first. Bucky and I got some food, and we went down the street and we started talking to Billy, gave Billy some food. Some cars came around the corner pretty quickly. Being a wild cat, it was very skittish. So we moved the food to an area nearer to the house, and Billy was fine with that, up on the grass near where the water meter is. Once I was leaving the house, I didn't get to put this on video, but Billy had made his or her way all the way to the door. Billy is the current name, probably going to be the name boy or girl because it works either way. And I hope it works out fine. Alright, so there hasn't been much for me to show today because there hasn't been much for me to do. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and add the POW camp from Hearne, Texas. At the Hearne prisoner camp here in Hearne, Texas. German prisoners were held here during World War II. Camp Hearne. Let's go see what there is. This is the interior of a reconstructed barracks building. It's how barracks looked during World War II. There were no ceilings, no interior walls. The only insulation was tar paper. This camp was built in 1942. 250 buildings, including water, sewer, electrical, and gas systems, were completed in less than 6 months by the Army Corps of Engineers with local help. The camp was initially built for Japanese internment, but the surrender of the German Afrika Corps, Rommel's group, changed that. according to the Geneva Convention, you spent your time as a POW in a place similar to the climate that you were captured in. That's why, since the Africa Corps was captured in the desert, they were sent to Texas. These are the original floor plans. Well, not the original floor plans. These are floor plans for the guard tower that were followed by the Boy Scouts of America when they built the replica of the guard tower. And this is the replica of the guard tower. Now, granted, they were taller when they originally were built, but that's just a replica built by the Boy Scouts. The larger brick building there is the pump house. The small would be the well house. They were not brick during the war. They were frame houses. They did not have brick houses for the prisoners during the war, or even for the Americans for that matter. There are also studs on the property that were formerly from the water tower, along with silos that were water tanks. Again, that's the pump house and the well house. There were 200,000 plus men in the Africa Corps. Most were sergeants and corporals. 15% were privates, and those were the ones that got to do the work in the local cotton fields, hay fields, and help build some highways. That's the original plan for the camp right there. And there's also some cotton uniforms, which the Germans wore. They also liked to wear shorts because they were from out in the Africa Corps, out in Africa, where it was very hot. Of course, here in Texas, they got the humidity. The desk you see right there was created by one of the prisoners. They were allowed to craft, and that's one of the things they built. Of course, they weren't allowed to take it home with them when they went back to Germany. Of course, these Nazis were Nazis to the core. If you look closely at the little gauge, at the little handle here to turn on the heat, somebody engraved a swastika on there. Yep, so they had a little bit of home even in the officers' quarters of the prison. So that just goes to show you right there that they could be devious. They even crafted themselves a Nazi flag that they put on the flagpole. Americans were not very happy with that. This is a model of the camp. They used 1,800 miles of barbed wire to secure the camp. That's the distance between Hearne and Chicago and back, all around the camp. There was a hospital section up in the left-hand corner. The camp is really big. The bottom half, below the road there, is the camp part. The north part is the support staff part. That's where all the American forces were located during this time. These are concrete fountain pieces that were created by the prisoners from the Devil's Head fountain. Water would flow from their mouths into a water area, and then it would circle back up to the fountain's faces, or those handcrafted faces there. These are different artifacts from the Germans that were left here. They didn't take much back home when they did go back home. These would have been the prisoners' outfits. Cotton fields where they would have competitions with the other cotton pickers. They would grow different fruits and vegetables. There they are in their shorts and short sleeve shirts that were appropriate for this climate. There's some of their tubes of toothpaste and other types of paste that were found when they were doing excavation of the property. There's where the Devil's Head Fountain is displayed right there on the right there in the middle. That's the Devil's Head Fountain that I showed you earlier. Some of the prisoners became artists and were painters. Some collected butterflies and did taxidermy, built model ships. They had their own military police in their prison section that was run by the prisoners. Some of the prisoners actually started communicating with the Americans nearby. The mail was controlled by the officers, and they could hold it from the privates until they got what they needed from the privates. They also played baseball, played soccer, or what they called football. They also have some of them that did come to the United States and become American citizens. They did have people in Hearne that they were not supposed to date the prisoners, but they did, which was against the law on both sides. But love will cause you to do many different things. There's a card from home to one of the prisoners. Here's more of the artwork that the prisoners did with model airplanes, painting, model boat. Rommel's regimental band also got to keep their instruments, and they formed an orchestra, and they did musicals and all kinds of plays on their stage. They even had people from local town come in. They had the orchestra called the Hernfeld Harmonic, which was led by different composers and directors from around the country, the United States. So they did have a lot of entertainment. They did a lot here. There's a Bible from the Hearne internment camp. There's some artwork for learning English. On the back of this picture is a map of the camp. There's one of the water tanks. This side of the street, like he said, was the American side, and the POWs were all on that side of the street. Everybody, I hope you liked that little video about the POW camp in Hearne. Remember, give me a thumbs up. Yeah. Subscribe, share with your friends. Remember, if I don't see you in the future, I'll see you in the pasture. Please like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment below. Thank you.